time I open YouTube on my phone, I see the same content over and over again. What to be excited about in 2025. Whether you play video games, board games, TTRPG, no matter what, it is all about what is to be expected. It is a lot of promises from companies, trailers, and theories? But tomorrow's, not really super guaranteed. So going into the new year, I wanted to make a video that spoke more on what has come and the things that I want to learn from that. I guess you could call this video my DM resolutions, except unlike that fad diet that definitely is totally healthy, I plan to stick to this one and make the absolute best of each day to come. I'm actually getting over a wicked cold right now, and I wasn't intending to make a video originally, but a bunch of my friends asked me to go out tonight, and I was like, if I can go out, I can make a video. Am I bringing my Raycons to go edit out and about? Yes, because I love you guys. Firstly, and most importantly, I want to get to know all my players better. I find that I get very caught up in knowing the characters and how they fit into the world, and I'm good at that. I'm very good at that, and I take a lot of pride in that. But sometimes I forget that even if they do a good job at playing their characters, my players still have their limitations. The two quickest examples I can think of off the top of my head are, one, I have a player, Matt. His character, tbough, is, he's chill, he's quiet, he does his own thing. And I keep giving him cool items that if he looked into, tied to his story, but Matt is not an item user. I have watched Matt do this in another campaign where he hoards all these different items and then he never does anything with them. You know what I'm talking about, Matt. I know you're watching this video. Stop it. But it's my job as a DM to start to pick up on those things. And yes, in some ways it's good to encourage growth in your players, but sometimes you gotta balance out where your effort is going. I know that Matt likes more active puzzles and likes to keep his brain busy. He likes figuring things out. If you put a problem in front of him, he will figure it out. So in the new year, I'm gonna try to give more items that instead of they're a cool weapon, which if he attunes to it, he'll have some cool stuff happen. I'm going to work on giving him more active play stuff that he can work on at the table in the times that he would like to be quiet. The other example is my own partner, my beloved. Gods bless that man, cannot take notes or remember things for the life of him. One of my biggest devastations of the year. I cried over this, and it's not his fault. But I had given him these super cool props. I planned out something 9 months in the making. Not 9 months in the making! And we were playing weekly D&D at that point. And then, when he realized those props might have to do something with it, he was like, huh? I don't see a difference in things. Oh my God! To work 9 months towards something and it's just gone to the wind was beyond devastating. But again, this is something that he's shown in other campaigns and not just my own tables either. I've been a player at his side and watched him do this. Would Benjamin Porter know every last detail and notice the finite changes in a note? Yes. But my Nico, definitely no. Nope, nada, not there for that. So again, I have to learn player limitations, and I really need to get better at that. So we'll see how it goes. You'll get an update at some point as to whether or not I've given Matt more puzzles and Nico not more puzzles. We gotta change. Nico items, Matt puzzles, easy. But the point of the matter is, as important as it is to know your characters, man, knowing your players is really crucial too. Next, I really want to be more organized. I have been known to be able to plan a session in like 2 seconds flat. My most iconic session I ever did was a single sticky note that said spin down die, best idea ever, that I wrote while drunk and invited a bunch of people to play D&D. I woke up in horror with 15 minutes to figure something out, and it ended up being 10 hours long, and hands down the best thing I have ever created. I have no idea how I did that. That was fueled by White Claw down east in a dream. As much as it's cool that I can do that on occasion when I am frantically trying to save my hide, I would rather not do that on a weekly basis. I really need to work on having my resources more readily available. So I bought a cool notebook pad, I need to organize it. I have some PDFs I'm working on that I can share with you guys. I literally have a homebrew class, full class that I've been working on for the past year, and I don't have, it's just in my iPhone notes in literal, like, just sections, the different subclasses. It would take, it's a problem. My organization doesn't exist. So that's number 2. I gotta really lock it down. I need to be better at that in all aspects of my life, but especially my DMing. Number 3 is I want to diversify my content intake. I find that one of the best ways to grow as a DM is to watch how other players do it. Some of my favorites is AlkaKrab Flower. I have watched it more times than I can count. I adore Bria Ironguard's work. She is a master craftsman when it comes to her stories. Can I say her name right? Probably not, but I idolize her so much. She is everything I wish to be in a DM. AlkaKrab Flower was quite literally what gave me the bravery to start my own campaign, because I realized it's okay to have a more story-driven campaign. It doesn't always have to be battles every other session, and it's okay to let my players fall in love with their characters and rizz each other up. Let's be real. If you're not there to flirt with the homies, why are you a DM? But I love her content, and I absolutely adore Brennan Lee Mulligan as a DM. Making sure that death matters and is, yes, a very real threat, but, you know, to encourage character growth with that threat instead of it just being willy-nilly. And because I love Dimension 20 as much as I do, I tend to gravitate towards rewatching instead of watching new stuff. But I need to. Every time I take in new content, I do something new at my table, even if it's my anime. There's so many different places you can take inspiration from, so this is where I ask you guys for a favor. If you can, please leave in the comments below your favorite content when it comes to D&D. Not so much the rules and tricks of the trade. I watch plenty new stuff of that already. But actual plays, podcasts, and please, please include the little guys. I have heard of Dungeons and Daddies, and there's a lot of other big names. I have tried to watch Critical Role, and I watch a bit of it, but I really want to give some love to the underdogs here. So please, please tell me about the stuff you love to watch. That brings us to number 4. I really want to start hosting one-shots more regularly with new players. I have a lot of people who ask me about it locally. If I run into nerds or they see my D20 pin on my jacket, they get very excited asking if I play. And when I say I'm a DM, they get even more excited. The problem is, we've had some incidents with people bringing drugs into my house, being weird in my household. Like, if we're playing D&D outside on the deck, and you say you're gonna go to the bathroom, I shouldn't find you, like, upstairs where my bedrooms are, which you would think is common sense, but yeah, I need to find a public place where I can host reliably without also being like at a restaurant or something where people can hear, because like I still get anxious. I myself still definitely get anxious about people who don't know what D&D is hearing me slip in and out of characters and encouraging the same for my players. It can be really weird without context. Number 5, I really want to work on my home studio. I have 2 different podcast campaigns, one being an actual play, one being a podcast that I'm looking for players for who can come to my table, because I'm really bad at online DMing. I would like to learn, but I don't know if I'm willing to commit to learning yet. The biggest problem though is, as much as I have the recording equipment, I need to find the players, which ties into the one-shots, and I need a place to record. And moreover, if it's going to be an actual play, I need to build a whole set. Most likely I'm gonna have to finish my basement for this, and I am a craftsman. I have done almost everything in my house. You should see the bathroom I built. So I'm not necessarily afraid to do it as much as budgeting and making the time. But I really want to prioritize that in the new year, because it kills me when my players have these cool moments. I'm like, I want to share it with everyone. So prioritizing working on a studio has to happen. Lastly, and most importantly, I want to help others. I'm still learning my confidence in my DMing, but you guys have given me such good feedback, and so many of you are already taking the things that I've taught, and it's giving me the confidence to want to help others. For a long time, I felt like I'm winging it, so I shouldn't be telling others how to play at their table when I'm winging it. I almost felt like I wasn't really worthy to give you guys advice. I'm not a big name. I haven't hosted a campaign at a castle or done a convention panel or even put out any of my stuff until the past couple weeks. But you guys make me feel like I can do it. And how I want to thank you is by showing you that I hear you and try to give back as much as I can. So in the new year, I want to be consistent. I want to make sure that maybe I'll miss a week. My health is a disaster zone sometimes. But even if it comes down to, I don't want to talk about how many coughs I've edited out of this. Thank you for the likes and the subscriptions, most of all the comments. Not to say that subscribers and likes don't mean the world to me too. That little number to some is like, oh my God, 100 people like what I said here. I'm not crying, you are. But when you guys give me your feedback and give me things to go from, and also tell me your stories, I love that so much. One of you shared your whole character story, and I am working on a video on that. I've already rewritten your character into my world. I wish I could remember your username right now. I'm so sorry. It's on my phone and I don't script things. This is my script. This is what I work off of. So I have to also maybe get better at the organization aspect of writing down names. But I would love to get more of your character stories to write into my world for a video. That's all I'm kind of waiting on right now for that one. But yeah, I just get excited and it means a lot. All that being said, carrying on, true to tradition, I am actually going to be late to the New Year's party. But I hope all of you had a wonderful holiday season, no matter how you celebrate. I hope you're going into the new year with all of the good vibes in the world. And if you have any New Year's resolutions as a DM, player, or just a person, I would love to hear about them in the comments below. But yeah, Happy New Year, bye guys! I told myself I was gonna wait until this felt better before I made a video. It was really hard to press through, but I slept on the couch last night so I could just fall asleep watching TV. And I wake up to 400 subs and what?